What are some of the ways that you've seen people kind of get in the way of hearing divine guidance or accessing it?
The world that we live in is highly limited around, it's highly programmed around the fact that we can't really talk to the divine, or that the divine itself doesn't exist. And there's a lot of messed up conversation in most people's head around that. This is just not taught, and not even a lot of times considered. So it blows people's minds sometimes. Most of us in the awake life have lived a kind of more conscious divine life for some reason, and it usually comes through hardship in life, whether it be emotional, mental, physical, or spiritual hardship, where all of a sudden the deep need to connect to the divine becomes, gives me the chills, just becomes in our face apparent. And when it becomes apparent, there's so much stuff in the way of getting to that divine voice, because there's so much human conversation that we've had around the fact that it doesn't exist, or the never having considered that it might exist is, I mean, usually kind of interestingly the way.
Around like big loss, so death, dying, birth, sometimes weddings, and like when and like life threatening events, we have this like I don't know what it is, like something happens where it feels like our humanness is a little bit less distracting, and like there's more access to what I think would be the divine, or definitely to our connection with other people and to things that feel like more important or true. Is that connecting with the divine, or what is happening there?
Yeah. What I would describe, how I would describe what you're talking about is the epiphany moment. I like saying the word epiphany. I'm sure we could use other words, but it's fun to use that word, where something hard happens, and we wake up. We call this group the awake life. Something hard happens and we wake up to life. And when we wake up to life, we wake up to the truth that divinity is here. Divinity is within us and around us. And so shocking moments tend to create epiphany moments, the time where we transcend our human self and open to the divine. And that's oftentimes when I get to meet people in group or in session, is a moment where something deeply challenging happens and they wake up to the truth that there's something more than meets the eye, in sometimes deeply challenging ways. And then we get to walk through that. And I do feel like those moments bring people to a place of unequivocally, I can't say that word, unequivocally understanding or needing to know that there is more. And so, yeah, the moments of shock, which sometimes good shock, doesn't always have to be bad shock, and anywhere in between. I don't know if there's medium shock. Shock tends to indicate something intense. Our hearts open, our minds open, our energy body opens, and we are ready to live an awake life. So. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds like is that the same thing as presence?
The epiphany moment feels like blow the mind, holy, many swear words. Then we start to feel presence in our life and we start to become present to it. And so, um, most people who walk the divine path have had something that wakes them up. Could even be a dream that's intense that somehow wakes them up. Because we are living this dream that we are physically human, we are just humans. We are
Dreams
only human. That is a dream that is not true. And yet we have all been programmed into that dream. And so when we wake up, we realize we've been dreaming all along, and there's something so much greater and bigger and better. And thank goodness, whenever we wake up, that becomes true. And then again, we become aware of the presence of divinity. We become present with it, and so we live from it and learn. And we have to figure out how to learn from it. It's like we need training wheels and help and guidance, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love this. I've never like the awake life. Like I always loved the name.
Yeah.
Just in this call that I'm like, oh my God, that's totally what happens. Like we just keep falling asleep. Like we're just like endlessly narcoleptic. And so like we need these moments, we need these groups, we need these calls, we need each other to be like, wake up, you fell asleep again, like you're dreaming. Love
Yeah.
that. You don't
Yeah.
need to be scared. That's a dream.
You don't need to just feel our human form and the elements of that, thank goodness, because that can get really heavy. We can wake up and realize we are so much more. And that, yeah, shape each other, wake each other in gentle, loving ways.